folks, it's Daisy Chirocco with yet another Marriage for Real video, and I'm kind of excited about doing this one, but it's quite a touchy one for me as well because I really remember this period of trying to rebuild our marriage and reaching the point of saying, do you know what, we're working together on this, you know, I forgive, and you know, he's working hard to rebuild the trust, and then the whole issue of sex comes up. And yeah, the last thing you probably want to do is jump right back into the sack with the person that just absolutely destroyed you. But the truth of the matter is, sex is super important to your marriage and to rebuilding your relationship and rebuilding the intimacy back in your relationship. So there's no avoiding it. It's definitely going to have to come up, and it is something that you're going to have to address.
We'll just keep on praising him, raise him up. Oh yeah, you see people taking their place in your love. Oh yeah, as you keep your light in our lights from above. Oh yeah, you just spark the fire that fires me up. Oh yeah.
Now, what I want to do in this video is take away some of the pressure and help you to go through this process in a way, hopefully, that will bring you guys back together, making hot, passionate love quicker than you would do. So the first thing I want to say to you is this: forgiveness is going to be super important, because once your heart is settled, then you're able to obviously respond emotionally and physically. But when you're still holding a lot of unforgiveness and a lot of bitterness, and all the hurt is still there, it's going to be really difficult, especially for women who tend to make love based on their emotions. It's going to be really difficult for you to connect again. And I'm not saying that you have to wait till all the hurt is gone, but I am saying that one step that you definitely have to take as early as you possibly can is the choice to forgive. And once you make that choice to forgive, that is one step closer to you guys beginning to build the intimacy back into your relationship. You're not going to be able to make love to him while you're still looking at him and wanting to rip out his throat. It's just not going to happen. Get to that point where you've made a decision to forgive, and then we can start to rebuild. The second thing is go through the process. If you really don't feel like having sex, don't have sex. If you skip the process, all you're doing is putting a bandage over wounds that are just going to open eventually. However, there's a lot of things that we can go through and that we can do before intercourse comes in. So maybe you just bring in very slowly touching again. Maybe you bring in kissing again. Maybe you just spend the night holding each other. And actually, that's a great thing, because whether there's been infidelity or not, a lot of the times we lose some of that in our marriage. We lose the intimacy and we just think, right, we've got to have sex. We have sex and that's done. But those nights of just sleeping in each other's arms and just holding each other, or just kissing without there being any ulterior motive, are so important to maintain intimacy. So in this period where you might be feeling like a full-on sex session is a bit beyond your reach right now, I would encourage you to just start small, slowly and easily, with just touches and hugs and kisses. The third thing that is going to be really important to you is having a very open and honest dialogue about your sex life, and just being able to talk to your spouse and telling them where you are right now. If you're able to tell them that, look, this is where I am, this is what I feel I'm ready for or not ready for, can you help me in this area, then I think that is going to be a really powerful tool, again, for actually bringing you together. A lot of the times we feel like we have to deal with our emotions and our feelings on our own, but actually that's the beauty of marriage. Even though there's hurt in the marriage, this is an opportunity for you guys to come together and actually talk about it. And I remember coming to my husband and saying, look, I'm not ready for this, but can we do this, and can we try this, and maybe can you back off a little bit, or maybe push me a little bit. It's really important to be open and honest about where you are in terms of your sex life. Number 4, remove the guilt. and actually your spouse shouldn't be putting any of the pressure or guilt on you. It's very easy, particularly as women, to start to feel like, oh my God, you know, he wants sex and I'm not giving him sex. And so then now you're feeling even more pressured and you're feeling guilty, and that's all up in your emotions. So now your emotions are all built up, and now even more you don't want to have sex, and it just goes round and roundabouts. You've got to remove the guilt. You know, you are being true to who you are and how you feel in this moment. That's again why it's important to keep communicating, but don't allow these things to build up another level of negative emotions within you. And guilt is a negative emotion, and I want you to know that it's okay for you to feel this way. You have gone through a lot. Even if you've reached a point where you're forgiven and you guys have decided that you're going to work on it, you've been through a lot emotionally. And so if you feel that you're not ready for sex, you do not have to feel guilty about that. That's just where you are right now. It's all about you. It's all about you healing. It's all about you doing what you need to do to get your marriage back to where you need it to be. And if that means taking your time in regards to your sex life, then so be it. But don't feel guilty about that. And then number 5, as much as I'm saying don't feel guilty, don't feel pressured, on the other hand, I am going to say be intentional. Don't ignore it, because the thing is that it's very easy to completely lose your libido and get to a place where you guys just don't have sex anymore because you've just left it. And I know that has happened to a number of couples. So as much as you're saying, maybe I'm not ready for it now, I want you to keep it in mind, keep being intentional, put in plans to build up and to work through this period. Make sure that you are staying physically connected. Make sure you are still talking about sex, and make sure that you are still trying, So you may be waiting for this day where suddenly it hits you and you want it. Whereas I'm trying to say to you that maybe take the time to say, you know what, well, let's give it a go and see how I feel. Let's keep trying and see how I feel. Let's see how far I can go with it. And you never know, you might be able to go pretty far sooner than you think. But the worst thing you can do is completely shut down and think that one day it's all going to turn on for you again. That's not quite how it happens. Actually, the less you have sex, the less you want sex. And then before you know it, you may be having a sexless marriage, which will be detrimental to your union. So I hope that those 5 tips really help you to remove the guilt, remove the pressure, understand that it's okay, it's natural for you to feel this way. Make sure that you are talking about it, make sure that you are forgiving, and make sure that you are being intentional and being aware that somehow, somewhere, you guys have got to start bringing the intimacy back, and it's all part of the process. You don't have to rush it, you just have to be sure that you're in it. Get your sexy back. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope that it does help you, because it is very important, I believe. So if you are not following me, then make sure you do. That's Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, all under the name of Marriage for Real. If you're not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Make sure you do hit the subscribe button, like this video, and if you have any questions, feel free, comment below, I will respond back. Or you can email me, info@marriageforreal.co.uk. and while you're at the website, actually I have a couple of books written by my dad on there that you can buy, and some t-shirts like the one I'm wearing today. #MarriageWorks, and it does.